Cassandra saw Troy burn before the war began. She saw the wooden horse hiding soldiers. She saw her family murdered. She even saw the blade that would kill her. Every prophecy was true. No one believed a single word. Her curse was not ignorance. It was perfect knowledge without the power to change anything. The people of Troy called her mad. Then they carried their own destruction through the gates. Cassandra's story asks a terrifying question. What is truth worth when trust has already been destroyed? Cassandra was a princess of Troy. Her parents were King Priam and Queen Hecuba. She belonged to a royal family surrounded by wealth, duty, and prophecy. Her brothers included Hector and Paris. One would become Troy's greatest defender. The other would help bring the war to its walls. Traditions disagree about how Cassandra received her prophetic power. In one version, she and her twin brother Helenus slept inside a temple. Sacred serpents touched their ears. The children awoke able to understand divine messages. The more famous version places Apollo at the center. Apollo was the god of prophecy. He desired Cassandra. He offered her the ability to see the future. Cassandra accepted the gift. Then she refused the god's romantic demand. Apollo could not take back divine knowledge once given, so he changed the way other people would receive it. He cursed Cassandra never to be believed. Some retellings say he sealed the curse with a kiss. He spat into her mouth and made truth sound like madness. The punishment was carefully designed. Cassandra would not be blind. She would see more clearly than anyone else. She would understand danger before it arrived. But warning others would only isolate her. The gift and the curse became inseparable. Her first great warnings concerned Paris. Before his birth, Queen Hecuba dreamed that she gave birth to fire. The flames spread through Troy. Interpreters believed the child would destroy the city. Paris was abandoned on Mount Ida. He survived and grew up among shepherds. Years later, he returned to Troy. Cassandra recognized him. She understood what his return would mean. But celebration drowned out her warning. Paris was accepted as a prince. Then he traveled to Sparta. There he left with Helen, the wife of King Menelaus. Whether Helen followed willingly or was taken by force changes across ancient traditions. For the Greek kings, the result was the same. An enormous army sailed toward Troy. Cassandra knew the war would not end in glory. She saw 10 years of death. She saw Hector fall. She saw the city destroyed. But prophecy did not provide an escape. Troy prepared for war. Heroes gathered. The walls remained strong. For years, Cassandra's warnings appeared false. The city survived every assault. That delay made disbelief easier. People rarely trust a disaster that keeps failing to arrive. Then the Greeks disappeared from the shore. They left behind a giant wooden horse. A Greek named Sinon remained near it. He told the Trojans that the horse was a sacred offering. Bringing it inside the city, he claimed, would protect Troy. Many Trojans wanted to believe the war was over. After 10 years of fear, the horse looked like proof of victory. Cassandra saw something else. She saw armed men hidden in the wooden body. She begged the Trojans to destroy it. The priest Laocoon also distrusted the gift. He warned them to fear Greeks even when they brought gifts. Then sea serpents emerged and killed Laocoon and his sons. The Trojans interpreted the deaths as divine punishment for attacking the horse. To Cassandra, the sign must have looked completely different. The gods were removing the final voice that agreed with her. The Trojans broke part of their own wall. They dragged the horse inside. Cassandra watched her people pull the future toward themselves. That night, Troy celebrated. When the city slept, Greek soldiers emerged from the horse. They opened the gates. The returning army entered. Cassandra's prophecy became reality in fire. Men were killed in homes and temples. Women were taken captive. Children were thrown from the walls. The royal family collapsed. Cassandra fled to the temple of Athena. She held the goddess's sacred statue and begged for protection. The Greek warrior Ajax the Lesser seized her. The violation of sanctuary shocked even the victorious Greeks. Athena later punished their fleet. But divine outrage did not rescue Cassandra. She became part of Agamemnon's war prize. Agamemnon was the commander of the Greek forces. He took Cassandra back to Mycenae. Before they arrived, she saw another murder. Agamemnon's wife, Clytemnestra, had waited 10 years. She hated her husband for sacrificing their daughter Iphigenia. She had taken Aegisthus as a lover. Together, they planned revenge. Cassandra knew that Agamemnon would die inside his own palace. She knew she would die beside him. In Aeschylus's tragedy, Cassandra stands outside the house and speaks of what she sees. She describes old crimes soaked into the royal family. She senses blood behind the walls. The chorus listens. They struggle to understand. Even when her meaning becomes clear, they do not act in time. Cassandra has reached the final form of her curse. She is believed only when belief can no longer save her. She walks toward the palace. She knows Clytemnestra is waiting. She knows the weapon. She knows the outcome. Why does she enter? Perhaps there is nowhere left to run. Perhaps Apollo's future cannot be escaped. Perhaps a lifetime of dismissal has exhausted every escape. She chooses to face the one truth no one can deny. Agamemnon is murdered. Cassandra is murdered with him. Clytemnestra stands over the bodies and claims justice. The prophet who foresaw the fall of Troy dies in another royal house, destroyed by revenge. Cassandra's tragedy is different from ordinary helplessness. Most people suffer because they do not know what is coming. She suffers because she knows every detail. Knowledge usually promises power. Her story separates them. She has information without authority. She has evidence that exists only in the future. She cannot prove a warning until the warning has failed. This is why Cassandra remains a modern symbol. People speak of a Cassandra when someone predicts disaster and is ignored. The phrase appears in politics, science, medicine, and personal relationships. Experts may identify danger years before a crisis. Victims may describe abuse before outsiders are willing to see it. Workers may warn that a system is unsafe. The message can be accurate and still lose against comfort, status, or convenience. Troy does not reject Cassandra because every Trojan is foolish. They reject her because the truth demands a painful response. Accepting her warning means distrusting Paris. It means refusing the apparent end of the war. It means destroying the magnificent horse at the gate. It means believing that celebration is premature. False hope is often easier to accept than accurate fear. Apollo's curse exploits that human weakness. He does not control the minds of everyone in Troy. He makes Cassandra's truth arrive without credibility. Then, ordinary denial completes the punishment. The myth also reveals a cruel imbalance of power. Apollo desires Cassandra. She refuses him. He punishes her refusal without removing the gift that connects them. Every prophecy forces her to continue carrying the god's presence. Her voice becomes the battlefield. She speaks truth. His curse makes that truth sound false. The result is not silence. It is something more painful. Cassandra speaks constantly and is treated as though she has said nothing. Yet she never stops warning people. That may be the most heroic part of her story. She knows they will mock her. She knows they will ignore her. She speaks anyway. Hope is almost impossible under Apollo's curse, but responsibility remains. Cassandra cannot guarantee that truth will succeed. She can refuse to cooperate with the lie. At Troy's final moment, the people believe the horse. They believe Sinon. They believe the silence of the empty Greek camp. They do not believe the woman whose warnings have never stopped. The city falls exactly as she said it would. That does not feel like victory. Being proven right after catastrophe is another form of loss. So remember Cassandra before dismissing an unwelcome warning. Ask whether the message is false, or whether accepting it would simply be inconvenient. Ask who benefits when a truthful person is called unstable. Ask why confidence sometimes sounds more credible than evidence. Cassandra could see the future. Her real insight, however, concerned the present. She understood that people do not always believe what is true. They believe what allows life to continue unchanged. Troy did not fall because no one warned it. Troy fell while the warning stood beside the gate. The horse entered. The city celebrated. And Cassandra watched the truth become visible only after it was too late to matter.